Let's talk about harvesting oyster mushrooms. How do you know that they're ready? We've got some gray oysters here that are at the perfect spot right now. This is a second flush on these, so it's not quite as big of a flush as the first one, but it's still a nice flush. They're good looking mushrooms, and they really show the ideal point to pick them. It's really typical in a cluster of oyster mushrooms that they won't all be at exactly the same stage, but you can see with these upper mushrooms have already got to the point where the caps have kind of unfurled from being curled down to straightening up. They've flattened and they're starting to go up. The ones in the middle here are still slightly down curved, but they're on their way up too. If you wait longer, they'll end up like these top ones. These have not yet started noticeably releasing spores. But if we were to wait much longer, I'd say if we were to wait another 12 hours even, these would probably start producing spores and releasing them. And you'd start seeing dust underneath of where the fruiting block is, and that dust is the spores that it's releasing. There's no point in waiting any longer than this. In fact, it wouldn't even hurt to have picked these a little earlier than this, because at this point they're not getting any bigger. They're maturing. That's really where all the energy is going in these mushrooms right now, is into finishing, maturing, particularly in relation to the spore producing cells that are on these gills. And then the mushrooms are changing shape to make it easier for wind to carry them. You can imagine these here that still have the slightly downturned caps, they're not catching as much wind. They're kind of acting like an umbrella to kind of protect that area. But as they turn upward, they're exposing more surface to wind that's moving by, which is ideal for wind dispersal of those spores. So you're not going to get any more mass by waiting. The mushrooms are as big as they're going to get. And they right now are the sturdiest they're going to be. They get more and more fragile as they get bigger. So this is the perfect time to pick them.